So, first ones. These are just kind of our generic inequalities. If you need more space, you can work at the bottom or the back of the paper. I'm sorry, I don't know why it's printed so close together. If I asked you to solve this inequality, what would we have to do? You guys have a quiz tomorrow. I'm doing this to help you and not me, so somebody can answer my questions. Thank you, Esther. What would we do?
Multiply 4 over 1 and 7.
Okay. So if we distribute that 4, we get 4 plus 28k. Okay, if you're going to solve it, you need the k's on the same side. So what do you want to do next?
I did minus 7k.
Okay. And then we have to subtract our 4. What would we do next? When do you have to flip the inequality? Anytime we multiply or divide by. So I get negative 1 is greater than or equal to k. If you want to rewrite it, you can flip it around. K is less than or equal to negative 1. We know if it has an equal to, that's a closed circle. The k is smaller than the negative 1, so it's going to the left. Okay, I want you guys to try number 2. So solve it and graph it. What'd you guys do first? Okay, so if we distribute the 6, we get 18x plus 18 plus the 7x is less than or equal to, can we go ahead and distribute this 3?
Yes.
So 6 is 24x. On the left hand side, 18x and 7x, we can add those together, that's 25x. So if I subtract over my 24x, I get x plus 18 less than or equal to 6. Subtract my 18, so x is less than negative 12. Open or close circle?
Close.
Open because, oh, well, sorry, I lost my equal to. The answer I had would have been open, but it should be closed because the original had an equal to. And then less than would go to the left. Alright, so, on your quiz tomorrow, first 4 questions are going to be like this. There's several of you not really working these out, so I'm going to put another one up here. And then once everybody's participating, I'll move on. So, here's the next problem I want everyone to solve. Flip it over, write it on the back. We'll do extra problems until everyone is participating. So what do you have to take through the first parenthesis?
Negative 1.
So we can make this a plus and it's a negative x and a positive 2. So 5x plus negative x plus 2. Okay, on this one we're taking through a negative 4. Okay, combine like terms. These are on the same side. So 5x minus x is 4x. 2x plus negative 4x is negative 2x. So we can add over the 2x. subtract our 2. And then divide by 6. So x is greater than or equal to 5. Obviously you guys didn't have a number line, but if you did, equal to would be a closed circle, greater than goes to the right. Alright, so quiz tomorrow. 4 questions. First 4 questions on the quiz are solving inequalities like these. Do we need more practice with those? Okay. The next type. So the next 4 questions on the quiz are compound inequalities. So compound is when we have more than one thing at a time. We had ands and we had ors. When they were ors, we just treated it as 2 separate problems. So we solved the first one, we solved the second one. Okay, so for the first one, we would add our 3 over. So we get 10p is less than or equal to negative 40. Divide by 10. So p is less than or equal to negative 4. So equal to is closed circle, less than goes to the left. The second one, we subtract our 7, so we get p is greater than 8. So that's not equal to, so open circle, greater than goes to the right. So when they were or, remember we looked for, our graph was 2 separate pieces. Okay, they were going opposite directions. As opposed to number 4, where this is one big one. This is like an and, it's in between 2 things. So we solve this just like any other, but we have to do everything to all 3 pieces. So to get p by itself, I have to subtract 5. So you subtract 5 from both ends. So negative 7 is less than 7p is less than 70. Then we have to divide everything by 7. So negative 1 is less than or equal, sorry, not less than or equal to, it's just less. So negative 1 is less than p is less than 10. Because there's no equal to, it's open circle at negative 1, it's saying p is bigger than negative 1 but smaller than 10. So when it was a compound one like that, it was in between 2 numbers. I'm going to put a couple up here that I want you guys to solve. So flip it over, you can work it on the back. Subtract our 7 from each end. So x is less than or equal to negative 5. I know you didn't have a number line, but if you did, less than or equal to would be a closed circle going to the left. Okay, the other one, you have to multiply the 3. So x plus 17 is greater than or equal to 15. Subtract the 17. So x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So that would be a closed circle at negative 2 going to the right. So or is 2 separate ones. On this one, what did you guys do first? There's 2 different possible ways to start it. Okay, so you distributed your 5 through. You could have also divided by 5 first. Did anybody start out dividing by 5? Okay. or 60 to everything. So we get 0 less than or equal to 5x less than or equal to 20. Divide all pieces by 5. So 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. So that would be, I keep adding equal to when they're not there, don't I? This one, if you had graphed it, it would be a closed circle at 0, an open circle at 4, and just in between the two numbers. All right, so first 4 questions are regular inequalities. Second 4 questions are these compound inequalities. Probably 2 ors and 2 of these compound ones that are ands. Are you guys okay with all that? All right, the last 4 questions on your quiz are the absolute values. So let's review those. Absolute values are like the compound inequalities, but you have to rewrite them. First thing, we need to get the absolute value by itself. So on number 5, if I want to get the absolute value by itself, it's dividing by 10, so first we will multiply by 10. So I have the absolute value of n minus 2 is greater than or equal to 40. Then I have to ask myself, is this an and or an or? So remember we talked about less than, great or. So this is a great or. So we do 2 separate pieces. So this is where you really need to pay attention. We write one piece where we just drop the absolute value. Or, for the second piece, we flip the inequality and make it a negative. So if it was a greater than, we're going to have 2 separate pieces, like those ors. So our final graph will go 2 separate directions. First one, everything stays the same. Second one, you flip it and make it negative. So then if we solve these, we add our 2. N is greater than or equal to 42. This one, if we add the 2, n is less than or equal to negative 38. So greater than or equal to 42, closed circle at 42, approximate it as best you can, going to the right. Less than or equal to negative 38, be closed circle at negative 38, going to the left. So if it's greater or, you're going to have 2 separate pieces. You have to get the absolute value by itself before you try to write the 2 pieces. On number 6, what would I need to do first? So then I have the absolute value of 4 plus 5n is less than 31. So less than is an and. Remember the ands from the ones we just solved, that's when it was a big inequality, compound inequality. So we have the 4 plus 5n is less than 31. We put another less than and negative 31 on the other side. So the ands would make one big one. So we subtract 4 from everything. 35 is less than 5n is less than 27. Divide everything by 5. So negative 7 is less than n is less than 27 over 5 doesn't work out perfectly, but what is it, 5.4? So, no equal to, so open circle at negative 7, open circle at 5.4, and we are just in between the 2. Alright, I'm I'm going to put 2 more up here for you guys to try. Then that'll be it. Unless we need more. So the absolute value of 18x plus 9 plus 1 is greater than 64. First one, subtract the 1 to begin. So then we have the absolute value of 18x plus 9 greater than 63. If it's a greater, it says and or. Or. So 2 pieces. 18x plus 9 greater than 63, or 18x plus 9 is less than negative 63. Subtract our 9's. 18x is greater than 54. Divide by 18, and x is greater than what?
3.
So greater than 3. Open circle at 3, going to the right. The other one, 18x is less than negative 63 minus 9. It's negative 72. Divide by 18, you get x is less than what? Negative 4. So open circle at negative 4 and going to the left. So x is greater than 3 or x is less than negative 4. Did you guys get that? Alright, this one, you want to get the absolute value by itself. So first we add the 6. Divide by 3. Is this and or? And. Remember, we set the ands up in between the negative and the positive. So we say negative 10 is less than or equal to 2x minus 4 is less than or equal to positive 10. Then we add 4 to everything. So negative 6 less than or equal to 2x. Less than or equal to 14. Divide by 2. So negative 3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 7. So it'd be closed circle at negative 3, closed circle at 7, and in between. So everybody should know exactly what this quiz is going to look like. 4 regular inequality problems, 4 and or problems, and then 4 absolute value problems. Are there any questions? Okay. So I am going to give you guys the chapter 2 study guide now. You have the rest of class to work on it, and I also expect you to be working on this after the quiz tomorrow. It is due on Wednesday when I get back. Okay? So the quiz is tomorrow. Wednesday we'll be going over the study guide, answering questions, probably do a little other review if we need to, and then test is going to be Thursday, most likely. Any questions?